Hello and welcome to another video. You might be surprised to hear me in English today, but as it's an English game and as I need to practice my English, I thought I'm trying to make an English video. I'm not sure if that works since I'm not a native English speaker, and I maybe will have not only a slight German accent, but let's try it, and with that, let's start the game. Welcome to Zen, a gay sequel, or as we like to call it, Zags. I'm Carlos. Before we start, I have to show you this warning about adult content. Warning: this game contains implied nudity, adult situations, strong language, and so on and so on. I've disabled most of them. For example, all the things that are not allowed to be uploaded on YouTube, such as nudity or slur language or adult situations. So no need to worry about that, at least not in the following Let's Play. With that out of the way, in this game you will be playing as me. I like my name, but I guess I could get used to a nickname. Is there a name you'd prefer instead? And no, we'll just choose Carlos. Great, I'm glad you like my name too. It looks like you renamed the main character when you last played YAGS, Yearning a Gay Story, to Sven. Since that was the main character we were playing, and I give them my name, and I'd like to keep that here in the Let's Play, even if it might be a bit strange sometimes if it's referred to Sven as another person, but I'm not the only guy named Sven on this world, so that should not be a problem. Sounds good. Looks like you've played Zags before. Would you like to skip the prologue? And yes, I'd like to skip it completely, as it will take time, in fact a lot of time. And since I've played YAGS completely on this channel, and there are many other Let's Players out there who've played it, especially in English if you don't understand German, so I think that's not the problem here. If I see something that needs to be explained, I'll explain it myself, or at least try to. And I need to mention here, I won't make a complete Let's Play of this game because it's very long and I unfortunately don't have the time at the moment, at least. But let's continue here. Actually, that skips some difficult times in my life, so thank you. And here we go. Saturday, 13th of January 2017. Adam and I get off the airport bus, walking onto the snow-covered campus. The icy air bites at my lungs. Dude, it's freezing. You're the one that insisted we come back here. I would have been just fine staying in California. At my parents'? I could have found a job there or something. Surf instructor? Adam laughs and slaps my back. Uh-huh. Anyway, want to go see what's cooking at the house tonight? I was going to go to the gym, actually. Dude, we literally just got back. And I've been sitting on a plane all day. It's time to run. Well, you do you. I guess I should get my stuff back to my room anyway. Can you take my bag with you, just for now? Adam shakes his head but grabs my bag after I quickly pull my gym clothes out of it. I'll catch you afterwards at the house, then. Adam heads back to his room as I head to the student center gym. The student center is deserted, which isn't actually too surprising, given most people haven't returned yet. I recognize the desk attendant for the gym, Malik. Hey, Carlos. Hey, have a good Christmas break? I guess. It was quiet here, and I was able to take a bunch more shifts without classes. Dude, why would you spend the break working? Well, money. Plus I can't exactly go home. Too far? He laughed, seemingly in disbelief. Honey, I'm surprised we haven't had this conversation before. My parents kicked me out when I came out to them. Um, Unfortunately, that's something that happens often even today, and that's unfortunately a large risk. So I recommend only come out when you're completely independent of your parents or other people, so you have a possibility if it goes wrong. Came out, wait, you're gay, or oh, I'm sorry. Um, let's say I'm sorry. He shrugs and smiles at me. Thank you, sweetie, but it wasn't really surprising for me. At least I have a scholarship and loans, so it's just housing and food I have to cover. I'm surprised you didn't know, though. It's not exactly a secret. I, uh, I'm sorry about your family. Oh, sweetie, that's nice of you, but it felt like the right thing. What's the point of living if you're not living out and proud? I trail off, unsure what else to say. He just smiles at me. In any case, here's your towel. There's something I need to mention about Carlos. Carlos has quite homophobic parents, and in the last game that was seen in YAGS, because you could have there a successful relationship with Carlos and, for example, the main character. And when you had that, the parents reacted very strongly, and especially his mother, and so that explains how Carlos reacts here. Please scan your ID card there, because I'm sure you've forgotten this procedure over the past few weeks. The tension is broken, and I grin. I don't know, it has been a while. I swipe my card, and he nods as the computer beeps. You're good to go. He clears his throat as I put my card away. By the way, I'm working with this desk Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday evenings, and most of the day on weekends this semester. I wouldn't mind seeing more of you, honey. Maybe I'll see you here when I come to work out then, at least until the weather is nice enough to swim. I look forward to it. The gym is deserted, and I quickly change and run on the treadmill for a while. I can't wait until it's warm enough to swim again. Soon I decide I'm done and wave goodbye to Malik on my way back to the house. I found Adam in the frat house's common room playing Guitar Hero with my other little Tom. Carlos, bro, how was your break? Dude, how are you talking while... Adam drops some notes and Tom laughs. It was great. I'm surprised Adam hasn't told you all about it. He walked in on having some alone time with this game. Dude, and couldn't help but join in. I said we should make it a threesome, but we'd need another fingering implement. Dude. The song ends and Adam shakes his head. I'm just ribbing you, bro. You're still way better at that than I am. Ribbing? Adam laughs and pulls the guitar strap over his head, holding it out toward me. Take over for me? So you're asking me to save you, Chico? I will neither confirm nor deny, which in fact is a confirmation. I take the guitar from him and Tom grins. I'm not going to take it easy on you, bro. I wouldn't expect any less, dude. We play through a couple of songs as Adam watches. I managed to do pretty well. You're pretty good, Carlos. I'm surprised I'm surprised you two don't play together a lot. Tom shrugs. Well, this was a relatively new game, and Eva and I just had started dating around when the house caught it, so I guess I was otherwise occupied. Looks like a party in here. Steve walks into the room looking like he's just arrived from the airport and sets his bag down on the floor. And I apologize now beforehand because I won't be able to memorize each voice I gave each character and I'll mix them up. Hey Steve, all of you having a good break? Can't complain. Adam nods, looking a bit uncomfortable. He's probably expecting a lecture from Steve. It will turn out later, that's a bit of a spoiler, that Steve is definitely not the one who should lecture others. So while I have all of you here, I was thinking, I'd like to start a weekly house meeting this semester. We had some incidents last semester. Yeah, because Elliot having his head beaten in by Robert was an incident. Robert is a very violent, homophobic guy, and as far as I know, he finished college, or he is expelled. I'm not 100% sure, but I think he finished it, and he will soon not be a big problem anymore, fortunately. And it's more important than ever that we stick together, especially with Spring Rush coming up. So, Tuesday evenings, it should conflict the least with evening classes for everyone. That works for me. Steve nods, staring right at Adam. Great, I hope to see all of you there. Tell the other brothers for me too, as you see them. Steve leaves and Adam seems to relax again. Adam, man, unclench before you start cheating diamonds or something. Adam shrugs. I'm sorry? He looks at me. I don't know. I thought the break would help me clear my head or whatever, but I feel like I don't really belong here. Like it seemed to make sense last year, and I've made so many friends here, but I also and of course empathize. I throw an arm around his shoulder. Dude, you don't have to be in this thread if you don't want to. It's not like we stop being friends if you decide this isn't for you. I know, but it still feels like. He shrugs. Well, thanks, dude. Tom! I look over to the doorway where a tall girl in a blue skirt is standing. You're back. Yeah, my flight had some issues, but I finally made it. She smiles at me and Adam. Hi, Carlos and Alex, was it? Adam. Right, of course. Adam, I'm sorry. Tom puts down the guitar and walks over to her, giving her a quick kiss. Dinner? It's probably about the time. I guess I'll catch the two of you tomorrow, then. I wave as I head out and Adam sits down on a couch. I feel the sense of dread now whenever I see Steve, which isn't fair to him at all. I sit down next to him. Like, I know Elliot was his best friend, and so everything that happened really hit him hard, and I know he really has the fraud's best interest in mind. But I guess I just didn't expect it to come such a formal thing. And the more I'm reminded that I'm not dedicated enough time here, the more I feel like I don't want to. Maybe I'm just too focused on my studies for an organizational commitment like a Fred. Maybe, but that's not a bad thing. I'm just trying to make up for your lack of studying, dude, because Carlos is one of the people you have to practically force to do something for the college. Unfortunately, that hurts Chico right to the heart, I bet. Want to see what Jeff has cooked up for dinner? Looks like cold cuts. I guess we make sandwiches. Jeff must not be back yet. We eat quickly and Adam excuses himself, ostensibly to sleep, although I'm pretty sure he's going to read another textbook instead. I'll come by tomorrow morning for my bag? Sure, as long as it's not too early. I thought you were going to bed early. Something like that. See you tomorrow, dude. Sleep comes easily. Sunday, the 14th of January. I pause briefly outside the door to Sven and Adam's room before knocking. 10 a.m. isn't too early, right? 8 a.m. isn't too early. There's no response, so I knock again after a bit and hear some shuffling from behind the door. A few moments later, Adam opens the door, looking annoyed. Dude. Good morning, Chico. It's barely morning. No, Sven? Adam yawns and scratches his chest. I think he was getting back some time this morning. He grabs my bag from the corner. And there, here's your bag. I'll see you for lunch later. Maybe. Sounds good, Chico. Go wear in that bed some more. Adam shakes his head and closes the door. Behind me, I hear someone clear their throat. Hey, Carlos, was it? Yep, hey yourself, Nikhil and Jake.
Sorry, we didn't mean to overhear, but it sounds like Sven isn't back yet.
Apparently, he's getting back sometimes this morning.
Ah, we just wanted to see if he wanted to play some board games, and he wasn't online, so we figured we'd stop by.
He pauses for a second.
You're also welcome to join us, of course.
Actually, that sounds fun. Jake seems to stiffen a bit at this. Great, we usually set up in the student center. We head to the atrium and claim a triangular table. Jake wordlessly dumps out of the bag of games he's carrying. And here I need to interact. You can choose in the menu if you here is the nudity and the profanity, which I both put to censored for YouTube, and there are mini games which you can decide if you want to play them or want to skip them. And on the board games you will sometimes have decisions if you decide you want to play them, which I do. I like doing things like that. Or you can choose to skip it, just to mention it. I think I read it already. Anything in particular you feel like? I look over the games, but I don't recognize any of them. I think the only board game I really know is Monopoly. Nikhil laughs.
You sound like me before I met this guy. Well, that and Scrabble, which I wouldn't actually mind getting a copy of. He grabs a box. Carcassonne. It's Jake's favorite and easy to learn. Jake wordlessly sets up the game and stares at the board. So the goal of the game is to have the most points. We'll have these meeples. Meeple? That makes me think of those Muppet things for some reason.
Yep.
Indeed. Sorry. Anyway, you draw a tile and play it, and then you can place a meeple on an unclaimed feature on it.
Jake finishes explaining the game. It doesn't seem too difficult. That makes sense. Who goes first? Jake seems to grow more comfortable around me as the game progresses. It doesn't take long to get the hang out of the game. Soon, I have the option of attempting to join in to Jake's city or defending a field that I currently control. Conquer.
I was about to do that.
I manage to join in a couple of rounds later, and Jake completes the city on the last turn of the game. I'm ahead for now, but let's see. I end up in last place, with Nikhil winning thanks to field points.
It was that field I'm sharing with you, Carlos.
I should have tried to join in too. Again? Nikhil laughs. That was fun. I'd do it again. Jake resets the game. I thought I'd find you here. Hi, Hannah. Nikhil, can we talk quickly?
Sure. Excuse me.
They walk off together, and Jake and I sit together at a table in silence. So how did you get into board games? Someone introduced me Carcassonne, and I liked it. And then I met Nick and Hannah and Sven, and it was a thing to do, I guess. I can't believe you're not more upset over this, Nikhil.
I'm sorry. I'm just saying, this isn't exactly a surprise.
Whatever. I'll see you later, Jake. Nikhil shrugs.
She just broke up with me, or we broke up, or whatever. We didn't talk much over break, and you know what things were like last semester. Man, I'm not surprised.
I guess.
So, how about another game of this?
Jake draws a tile and starts the game. My first tile ends up having a city, road, and a field. Let's acquire some sheep. Oh, early field. Risky. field ends up being large, and I fight off Jack's attempt to join it. In the end, thanks to the field and some decently sized cities, I managed to win. Nice job, man. Fields are good, but we shouldn't have put so many football cities in it. So, food? I assume you'll want a buffet? Yes, please. Want to join us, Carlos? But surely. Oh, I'm sorry. I turned a bit to German again. I hope this doesn't occur more often. I try not to do it, but I'm very sorry if it happens. I guess you're new to seeing this guy eat. It's something else. I like food, and that is a very harmless way to put it. The buffet is fortunately in the same building, saving me from having to brave the cold. It's a themed lunch. Usually they only theme the dinners. Welcome back to campus specials all day buffet from across the country. That doesn't even make sense. And it doesn't. It's like someone started typing and forgot when to stop. Jake! Jake seems to be sitting at one of the tables. He stands and walks over to the three of us. I'd figured you'd showed up here sooner or later. He kisses Jake quickly on the head. Jake blushes and Nikki laughs. Yeah, this is always a good bet with Jake. Good to see you again, Carlos. The food is a little odd today, although I guess that's not necessarily unusual for this place. We walk the buffet line together, examining the selections. Food? Texan pizza down under? Is that an upside down pizza on rice pilaf? I don't know what any of this has to do with coming back to campus either. The cooks here have either way too much fun or have no idea what they're doing. There's not necessarily a difference, These Pittsburgh-style collard green pierogies look like they could be okay. Nikhil, Lake and I grab a bit of the safer items while Jake piles a plate high with everything on the menu. We sit at Nate's table and mostly watch Jake eat. I don't know how you manage it. It all mixes together in your stomach anyway. Yeah, but that doesn't necessarily mean I want these things pre-mixed. Jake shrugs. It tastes good anyway. You're adorable. Jake blushes and Nikhil laughs, and lunch proceeds without incident. Soon, Jake declares himself full. Are you okay? Yes. But you don't get full. I must have eaten less at home over break. My stomach shrunk and can get full now. I should be going anyway. Thank you for the games this morning. Thanks for hanging out with us. It was fun. We are going to try and play Wednesdays after class this semester. You should come join us if you want. I'll keep that in mind. Thanks for the invite. I end up back in my room after lunch and finally unpack my bag from the trip. I sit at my desk afterward and pull out my laptop. Oh, a new email from Elliot. It doesn't contain very much of a note, although it's always good to hear from him. It reminds me that I've been meaning to get an instant messaging account to talk to him more directly. I pull the crumpled piece of paper out of my desk drawer that has James' screen name on it and stare at it. Also, I should talk to James. Sven said he gave him good advice when he was first coming out. I install the program, fingers shaking for some reason, and stare at the sign up screen. Right, a screen name. And of course we could use something completely ridiculous like Carlos 123, and I think for that let's play we're going with that because it's quite common in online chat rooms, so stupid names, at least as far as I've experienced it. I complete the sign up process and add both Elliot and James to my contacts. I should ask Sven for his screen name at some point too. They both seem to be online at the moment. I stare at the names, feeling more and more nervous. Why am I so afraid of this? It's Elliot. I'm not trying to come out to him, I just want to talk to him. And for now, that's what we do, we'll talk to Elliot. My hand shakes as I click on Elliot's screen name and type into the window that appears. Hey, it's Carlos. Hey. I guess as much. It's good to hear from you. I know you just wrote me an email, but how are things? Unchanged. I guess it's obvious now that I won't be back this semester, wondering if it would make more sense for me to find a school closer to home. Still having issues? Not as much actually, but I think my parents want to keep me close, just in case. My fingers hover over the keys, wanting to ask a number of things about him, his parents, or his sexuality, or about us. Instead, I chicken out. I guess that makes sense. So how were the holidays with Adam? Did you like California? Elliot and I end up taking for hours despite our frequent emails. Before I know it, it's gotten late and Elliot says it's time for bed. Before I know it, it's gotten late and Elliot says it's time for dinner. I'm not sure what that was. I have a quick meal myself in the dining room before retreating back to my room. Okay, I can't show it at the moment. I'd like to show you something afterwards as soon as I can. I guess it's Sunday evening. I should figure out what I'm going to be doing this week. And no, I remember how the planner works. I'll explain it to you. Here we should specify what to do the whole week. If we go to default, that's what Carlos likes to do. That is Fred leisure. Of course, not going to classes, but we will not allow that, as he needs to pass his classes. At least that is what I want for him. That's not necessarily true. It's not in all, at least not in all scenarios necessary. And here I go for board games, as they meet every Wednesday evening. So I have different possibilities. For example, here I could attend the Fred meeting instead of Fred leisure, to be at the Fred and attend the meeting of Steve. Here on the left side we can see what we have to do, or what we have as possibilities. That will get more when the time grows, and we will save this plan as a default. And now we click on execute, so we can execute it here. I've turned this to fast because it's a large bunch of text, and I don't find it particularly interesting. If you want to read it, please pause the video. So now it's Friday the 19th of January. I meet Adam after classes on Friday. I bet you're happy classes are done. Any plans for tonight? It's been a while. We could go see what movies are showing up at the theater. Hopefully Casino Royale isn't still showing. That sounds fun, or should we find Sven? I guess I'm asking him to find Sven so that I can present you the character, which I want to do. I need to add here that the main character doesn't look like me, not even slightly, but it's interesting to see new characters. Sounds like a plan. I think he has biology last thing Fridays. You should still be able to catch him. And I need to mention something else about the planner. You can't do classes or study or things that Carlos hates to a great amount, because that will lower his happiness. And here we can go to stats, something we can look at in the planner too, and see our friendships with people here, and our stats like happiness, libido, and all of that on the right side. We can click here to see the friendships with the different people, and until now we have quite different values here. But let's get back to the game. Not sure if this guy gets introduced. He's James. It's a few days since I played the game for myself, and then I tried to get the different achievements and so on, at least the ones I was interested in, and that didn't require things I absolutely disliked, or at least not more than once. And that is the main character of the last game, and here a side character, a romanceable side character, Sven. We catch Sven walk out of the science building talking to James. He notices us and stops. It's nice seeing James again. He still looks amazing. And I still don't get why you would find that this guy here looks amazing, but everyone has a different type, I suppose. Carlos, Adam. Hey, Carlos and I were going to see a movie. You two interested in joining us? Sven looks over at James and smiles. Need to run lines, but do you have fun? Sven shrugs. I'm going to help James run lines. Sure, maybe next time, dude. James nods at us before walking off, Sven close behind him. I feel weirdly jealous of Sven. So, shall we? We make our way to the theater and look at the list of movies. None of these sound familiar. The Hitcher? As I don't usually go a lot at the movie theater, and I don't know a lot of films, I can't even say if that film exists, and if it exists, if it's good. So I'll rely on those two characters here. Dude, is that going to be one of those movies that reminds me of a dissection lab? Well, I don't know what any of these others are. The Cleaner? Sounds like it'll be some action film. We buy tickets and find seats in the theater. So how was your first week? Okay, I guess. Just okay? I guess I'm continuing to have doubts about my major. Dude, you can switch majors. It's a thing. I'd say you should do that soon, but given you failed a major relevant class last semester, maybe it matters less. Yeah, we've been over this already, dude. Sorry, I just mean that you should switch if you're not happy where you are. It's a perfectly normal thing to do, I guess. The room darkens and the movie starts. I guess we forgot to get any concessions. The movie ends up being really good. Even Adam seems to enjoy it. Okay, it was bad, but so bad that it becomes good again, maybe? Well, it was better than doing homework, of course. So, dinner? I was thinking pizza. And I'm still unsure how to pronounce that in English. That sounds good. We head to the yard. We're seated surprisingly quickly for a Friday. I wonder if the waitress remembers us. The waitress brings us water and nods towards the kitchen when we order our usual pizza. Looks like she does. Dinner is pretty uneventful, and it's always nice to spend some time with Adam. He leaves for his room afterward, and I head back to the house. I spend the rest of the evening relaxing at the house. Saturday, the 20th of January. I wake up early Saturday morning. I guess I could hit the gym before I get too busy, but sleeping in is always nice. So, let's say we go to the gym this morning. I get dressed and head to the gym. Malik isn't working the desk this morning, so I quickly swipe in and find a treadmill. The gym is surprisingly busy, but I managed to get a good workout in anyway. Back at my room, and after a nice hot shower, I try to decide what I want to do with the day. Adam and Sven are probably studying. Like always, I could hang out with them and get lunch. Jake, Nate, and Nikhil might be set up for games in the student center. So I'll go find Adam and Sven. I head towards Sven and Adam's room. I knock on the door of Sven and Adam's room. After a short delay, it opens. Hey dude! I didn't wake you up, I hope? Nope. I was just doing some work. Sven went to the Q&A this morning, which is a meeting for queers and allies, I think, but hasn't returned yet. Want to do something? We could go to the library and do homework together. Dude, What did you have in mind? I'd still kind of disprefer the house. Game room? I can dominate you at foosball. Bring it on. We head to the game room and claim one of the foosball tables. We play a couple of games and I win handily. I'd forgotten how good you were at this. We'll just have to play some Tetrinet sometime so you can show me your skills. Carlos? Nate and Jake walk up to the table. Hey! Nate nods at Adam. Hi Adam, we just finished some board games and Jake wanted to play DDR. You two are welcome to join, of course. Thanks, dude, but I'm pretty sure that's not for me. He punches my arm. You should try though, Carlos. Sure, that sounds interesting. We head over to the DDR machine. I'll play with you, Jake. Then Carlos and I can switch off or something. Adam and I watch Nate and Jake play around. Nate's side doesn't seem too difficult, but I can't make sense of Jake's side. Nate steps off and shakes his head. That's always harder than I remember. Want to give it a shot? I do, and I don't do very well. Adam laughs when I step off. Dude, I'm glad I'm not trying this. First time is always hard. You'll get it. Nate switches back for another game before Jake staggers off to get some water. So how are you two? Can't complain. Well, I guess I can, since classes are really picking up. But otherwise, can't complain. Well, if you ever want to study or do homework with us, let me know. Just send me an email in advance or something. I can probably do most evenings. Jake, Hannah and Nick are always working on stuff together, since they're all in the same classes. It'd be nice to have another upperclassman around, even if we are not necessarily taking the same classes. Jake returns with some wet paper towels around his neck. Again? Nate laughs and pats his shoulder. It's about time for lunch, I think. I like food. I guess we'd better be going then. It was good to see both of you again. Well, that was fun. I guess we should get lunch at a house. Lunch is uneventful and Adam leaves afterwards to do more work. I spend the afternoon hanging around the house and I head back up to my room after dinner. I sit at my computer and add Sven to my contacts, then stars at my instant messaging list. Sven, James and Elliot appear to be online. I could talk to Sven about his coming out experience. And I think we'll do that. I click on Sven's name. Hey, it's Carlos. Hey, how are you? Good. I pause for a bit, staring at the blinking cursor. Can I ask you something? Yes. What was it like for you to come out? I mean, I know you told your parents over the phone and that went well, but in general, it was both easier than I expected and the hardest thing I've ever done. I'm sorry. I told my best friend Janet first, or I guess it would be more accurate to say she found out, which is probably why it was easier than I expected. But that's a long story. I told Adam because it seemed only fair since we'd be living together, which was a lot harder. And then Jake and Hannah and Nikhil found out when Jake came out, and Hannah and Nikhil said they were straight. That was a little awkward, but I know they hadn't intended it to be, and it worked out well in the end. A bit before that, I also managed to go to Q&A, and I think James' advice on it was really helpful. Something like, come out in your own way at your own pace. I guess it was just nice to see someone that was so comfortable with their sexuality. And as James and I spend more time together, I've gotten a lot more comfortable with it myself. Neither of us says anything for a bit. Thanks. I'm sorry your situation isn't as simple. I think you'd said your parents wouldn't react well. Yeah. They dragged me back to Costa Rica and then probably disown me or something. There's no shame in waiting to come out, and that's a very important point, especially if it would cause problems like that. I guess the conversation moves on to happier topics from there. Before I know it, it's gotten late, and Sven says he wants to head to bed. And on this point, I will, yes, I'd say pause it here, but that wouldn't be accurate, as I will maybe stop it. I'll going to look if I have something I could easily override. That definitely. And I'd like to show you some things here in his room. We could here give him a lots of different things to attach. For example, this a necklace. I've decided to use the rainbow pin, as you've seen before. We could here look at the achievements. Black are the ones that we have already, light gray are the ones that we don't have at the current time. A lot of them are too either I don't know how to get them, or are too hard or thing for me, which I didn't want, and got back too early. From the total progress, we have 89 out of 100. I'm not going in here because the CG gallery shows things that are not allowed on YouTube. Here, oh yes, they should be censored now. We can see here different snapshots. Don't even know if I'm allowed to show you all of that, so I'd show you one or two. I need to pause for a moment here. Oh, I didn't have it in memory like that, so you could see the other ones in the background, so I guess it's okay, at least I hope so, that I show them. For example, this one here, which is a quite accurate representation of how a photo would be done. That's what I say as a hobby photographer. Of course, I'm not a professional. Or here, a very good representation, same in here. And I'm quite lucky that I knew beforehand how you get to these snapshots or to these photographs, because then I saved and played the same section of the game multiple times, so I don't have to do it all over from scratch again, which would be very well, it would take a lot of effort and a lot of time, and I don't have that time at the moment, but they're very greatly done, at least in my opinion. Then here we have the character profiles that we could look on of the different people. I don't quite like it because I would prefer seeing the name or seeing full faces. I think that's better than in YAGS, but I'll show you, for example, when I click on, well, on who do we click here? Let's use Elliot, and then we can see Elliot Andrew Reynolds and so on, his age, his birthday, and a few facts, and we have here different appearances. I will not go further than here, even if the next pictures should be censored. I don't want to risk it. Then here we have an unlockable guide that you unlock when you get the secret ending. I'm not going to show that because it contains heavy spoilers. I don't want that at the moment. Here we have the mini games. Oh, my fault. I need to return to the main menu, which I theoretically should know to play mini games. We have a bunch of lyric videos here and 2 parts of minigames. I don't have all minigames. Earring search is what I don't have, and typing practice what I don't have. I'll show you, for example, let's do a jigsaw puzzle. Let's start, and I won't do bonus images. Let's say background campus and foreground image Adam, and a puzzle size of 4x4. Let's say 3x3, since the video is very long and I don't want to, I guess that comes here. I don't want it to be much longer, honestly, and that is wrong. I'm not so sure. Yes, that comes here. Guess that I know that it doesn't come here, but I need to order it a bit. And 3x3 doesn't seem too difficult. That was pretty good. So that are the mini games. I'm done for now here, and I'll show you what, no, I didn't want that, in my room, what the waste bin does. It shows you different texts and informations. I'm not so sure how to get the swag text, and something I'm not so sure how that works. I've done all of the routes twice, at least, once in easy mode and once in hard mode. I've got all the achievements for that, but I still don't have the achievement for doing all few routes on an arbitrarily level. I don't know why that is. It might because I've cheated to get the secret ending. I've changed the stats because I found it too hard to achieve, and after a lot of trying, I didn't want to try more. So I'm a dirty little cheater, I know. I don't know if that broke the game, but I don't think so. It shouldn't be. But I don't know why it doesn't work. It can as well be my fault, so I can't blame it on the developer. All in all, I think it's a very great game. I didn't think so when I first detached it, because the planner can be quite annoying sometimes, but all the different features and mini games and the possibility of the board games, the interesting stories of the background characters, and especially that they're not all white, which seems to be the standard in games, especially in virtual novels, unfortunately. So the diversity of this game is something that I like. The great variety of backstories, and just the very good, well, it's greatly done. From the programming, from the images, from the story, all in all, in my opinion at least. So I absolutely recommend playing it. And still, one little thing, I think YAGS is the far better game, because YAGS is one of my favorite games of all time. So it's very hard to get to this level, in my opinion, but that is not a problem of the game, that's a problem of my expectations. So, thanks for joining and listening to a German guy trying to talk in bad English. And, well, have a nice day, a wonderful time, stay healthy, and that's it from me. Until maybe next time, but I can't promise when it will be, or if it will be, that I'll do another English video. So, thanks for, well, yes, for your attention.